Hi everyone! My name is Ari. I'm 13 years old and in 8th grade. I'm starting this channel with two of my best friends, Madylin and Rissa, to raise awareness about autism, since many people have it. We want to raise awareness because people who have autism usually get bullied. We want to make sure they don't get bullied as much. If people are educated about autism, they won't be as quick to judge people who have it. To raise awareness, first we have to share our stories, so here's mine. I do not have autism, but a few of my closest friends do, and I know they get made fun of sometimes, which is not okay. Just because someone is different doesn't mean you get to be rude. I did not know what autism was until 5th grade. That's when a new girl came into my class. I'm not saying her name on here though. She seemed extra fidgety. When she spoke, her voice sounded different than most others. I didn't know the reason for this, but I was just as accepting as I am now, so I just kind of went with it. They noticed that my classmates, with the exception of my three best friends, were whispering and giving the new girl mean looks. I didn't know the reason the girl seemed so different from everyone else, but I knew she definitely didn't deserve kids being rude, so I decided that I would become this girl's friend. The perfect opportunity to become her friend appeared when we were told to pick groups of 3 for a reading assignment. I told my friends that they should group together. Then I walked over to the girl and her para, which is a teacher who helps the kid who needs extra help with things. When I got there, I introduced myself. The para helped the girl introduce herself. While I was there, I decided to ask the question that had been in my mind since the girl walked in. I'm not trying to be rude. This is a legitimate question. Why does she act the way she does? I asked the para. So the para explained that the girl has severe autism. Then she explained what autism is and how it affects the girl. Basically, she gets overwhelmed easily, has meltdowns sometimes when she gets very overwhelmed, and is sensitive to sensory things such as loud noises. She also has less control over her body and learns at a slower pace than most people. So obviously she couldn't control this, and people were still being rude. This is why I made my final decision. I said I'd love to help her out. This started a long friendship that is still going to this day. That day, I helped the girl read the story along with the other kid in our group who seemed pretty nice. When our group was called on to answer questions, we decided that we would let the girl answer the question to help her practice speaking in front of others. But when the teacher called on us and everyone looked at the girl, she had a meltdown. I didn't really know what to do, but I knew she was overwhelmed. So I answered the question for her, then asked the para if I could take the girl to the bathroom. When she said yes, I told the girl to follow me. Everyone stared at us leaving the room, but I ignored them and focused on calming the girl down. When we got to the bathroom, I gave the girl a paper towel and helped her wash her face a bit. When I gave her a hug, she calmed down. When she was completely calm, I asked what was wrong. She said she forgot what she was supposed to say. I told her that next time she could just ask me. She said okay, and we walked together back to class. When we got back, everyone was staring at us. The other girl in our group was even giving us mean looks now. I was like, what the heck? Because this girl who was giving us mean looks used to be nice to us. Later that day, I continued to help the girl with everything she needed help with. When we got ready for recess, I helped her put on her coat. During lunch, I helped her ask for what she wanted when she was buying her lunch, and my friends and I sat with her and tried to make conversation. She couldn't really say my name correctly until the end of that year. One day we were staying at lunch normally when I noticed some kids who thought they were cool and popular kicking a french fry around on the floor. I thought that was gross, but whatever, they were known for doing dumb stuff anyway and it wasn't hurting anyone, so I didn't care. Then, my friend who I've been talking about here looked away for a few seconds, and one of the kids who was kicking the french fry on the floor picked it up and gave it to her, and since she didn't understand that was on the floor, she almost ate it. I would have eaten it if I didn't have such a fast reaction, along with my friends. We yelled no, and I took the fry and threw it in the trash. I explained to the girl that it had been on the floor. She shrugged and continued eating. I later told the teacher and the incident was taken care of. If bullying can't be stopped completely, I wish all bullying incidents would go like that. But unfortunately, sometimes no one does anything. When me and my new friend entered middle school, I didn't see her all that often because she was in classes that went at a slower pace and were easier for her to understand. The only times I saw her were sometimes at lunch and during chorus since she joined chorus to be with me. Then in 7th grade, I got Facebook, and I made a new friend on there. Her name is Madylin, and she's the other person creating this channel with me, and so is our friend Rissa. Madylin is a few years older than me and she has autism. She helped me see things in a different perspective, and I was able to get closer with my other friend because I was able to understand more of how autism affects people who have it. About a month after I met Madylin, I had my first sleepover with a few friends from school. One of them was in my other friend from 5th grade's class. She helps her whenever I'm not there. We all stayed up late talking, and then the girl who helps my friend mentioned my friend and said that a few kids from school who, again, think they're all cool and popular, have been talking behind my friend's back, saying she's stupid and special ed. I was mad, but I didn't tell anyone because I hadn't witnessed it happening. I still haven't witnessed it happening, but we had another issue. A few weeks after that sleepover, my friend had a meltdown in school because she didn't know how to play the game we were playing. I went over to her and started to calm her down, but then a teacher said to stop giving her attention, then told her to sit on the side until she can act like a big girl and stop crying. I was so mad. This kept happening. Every time my friend had a meltdown, this teacher did not know how to deal with it effectively. It got to the point where I couldn't sit by and watch what was happening. I told a few of my friends, but didn't tell the girl it was happening to because she didn't understand what was going on. My other friends and I made a plan to go tell one of our favorite teachers, our chorus and music teacher. We went and told the teacher everything. He said that we should try to have a nice conversation with this teacher about what was going on and why we were concerned. He said he was going to go with us. So we were going to do that. I had written a whole list of things to bring up during the conversation and had it saved to my phone. We were going to do this before school actually started, so when I found one of my friends, we talked about how we were going to do this, but then we got too scared and didn't do it. That day, it happened again. This teacher didn't deal with the meltdown effectively, again. And I couldn't watch this. I told some of my friends that we should tell a different teacher, so we decided to tell another teacher we liked after school. But then both of my friends had to go home immediately after school, so I went to after school band like I normally do and told one of my band friends. She said she would go with me, so we asked the band teacher if we could go talk to this other teacher that we liked. He said we could. So my band friend led me upstairs into the classroom. We told the teacher everything. She and another teacher suggested we write everything that happened in detail and bring it to administration. So I wrote everything down, but I'm kind of afraid of the administration at my school, so I didn't bring it to anyone. I made a Facebook post asking for advice on my situation without using names. Madylin, who I wasn't very close with at the time, shared my post to her group about autism. I got good advice there, like telling a guidance counselor, but I didn't do any of that. One of my classmates found my post, figured out which teacher it's about, and told that teacher about it. My friend saw his classmate do that, and they said the teacher was pretty mad, so I was really scared. Then the principal got involved and called my mom but said I was not in trouble and we just needed to have a meeting to discuss what happened. So I was actually excited for this meeting so I could explain what was happening, but the meeting never happened. In March and April, my friend that I met in 5th grade had 2 different paras. One was extremely nice and helpful. The other told my friend that it's not a crying time when she had a meltdown and yelled at her for little things and made all her choices for her. For example, choosing her project topics for her. I didn't like seeing what was happening. I told Madylin. This was when Madylin and I started talking every day and becoming best friends. Madylin knew my friend's mom, so when she ran into her at the store, she told her about the para. Then she made a messenger group chat with herself, my friend's mom, and me so I could explain more about the situations. So my friend's mom sent me a long message thanking me for being a good friend and caring about my friend. This was during April vacation, so we made plans that Madylin and I would go to our friend's house. Our friend loved their surprise and we went out to eat. Madylin and I loved seeing our friend happy. It's now August, almost September, and Madylin and our other friends are still my 2 best friends. I guess what my story is telling you is that just because someone has autism or is different from others, it doesn't mean they are any less of a good person than people without it. In fact, people who have autism are usually very kind people and they try to understand you. They also notice more than most people. People with autism do make very good friends. Autism does not define a person who has it, it just has large effects on communication and socializing. This doesn't make someone a bad person, and they should not be treated as a bad person. They are just different. Trying to raise awareness about autism to educate others on how autism affects those who have it so they don't judge as quickly. I've seen all my friends who have autism have a meltdown, but that doesn't change my opinion of them. They are very nice people, and Madylin, Rissa, and I want people to be aware of what autism is. To understand how autism works, you have to have compassion and kindness. Thank you for listening to my story. Let's spread awareness to overpower ignorance. Share our channel and our other social media with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and follow our other social media. Have a great day. Bye!